Today on the Trent Out Loud show. Drake, nobody actually really cares if you got a BBL or ab surgery. We want to know about the beef. Sit down with somebody who's going to ask you about Kendrick Lamar. Let the debate begin. Is this the real Donald Trump or is this like a fake AI Trump? Like, did he pass away on the weekend or not? What up? It's Trent Out Loud and I'm back with another episode. All right, depending what time zone you're in, it's Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. And to my Wednesday morningers, congratulations. We're halfway up the mountaintop already. And it's my first show of the week. I love it. I love long weekends. And then, I took a little extra day of the long weekend. I hope y'all had a great Labor Day and you are set up for a good show, or actually ready for a good show. I'm set up. All right, I got 3 lead stories for you. We're going to kick it off by talking about Donald Trump making an announcement from the Oval Office today. Also, Snoop Dogg to be fired from The Voice, and Drizzy, BBL Drizzy, addresses his BBL ab surgery and being a culture vulture in his interview with Bobbi. In quick news, we're going to talk Karrueche, Deion Sanders, Funk Flex, Tamar Braxton, Lil Nas X, Cardi B, Kim Kardashian, Kai Cenat, Shannon Sharpe, Ray Lewis, Stefon Diggs, August Alsina, Young Thug, and Kendrick Lamar. As always, we're going to close out this show with social discussions and some comments of the day, and also questions of the day, or question of the day. It's my first show back, okay? Be easy on me. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, your devices up. We're about to start this show. Let's go. All right, you guys, I have some breaking news for you. Cardi B has won the civil assault lawsuit brought against her by a security guard. Cardi B was found not liable in a civil trial where she was accused of assaulting a security guard, Iman Ellis, during a 2018 confrontation in a Beverly Hills medical building. The plaintiff claimed that Cardi B scratched her face during an argument, alleging Ellis was filming her while she was secretly pregnant. Cardi B's defense argued that Ellis was the aggressor, violating Cardi's privacy by attempting to record her. The jury, consisting of 6 men and 6 women, deliberated for less than an hour and unanimously ruled in Cardi B's favor. After the verdict, Cardi B denied the allegations, emphasized that she was innocent, and warned against future frivolous lawsuits, stating she would countersue. She also expressed relief, noting that the trial took a toll on her and her personal life, including missing her children's first day of school and the strain of preparing for court while working on her new album. We have videos of Cardi. She still got some jokes in there, but she was very, very serious, really well-spoken. A couple of things I love that she said, which like, I want to put this behind us. Don't go on Ellis's Instagram and say anything how she looks or, say anything about her. Just forget this. I'm done. I want to move on. So I really love that she said that. Also to note, we have something in quick stories, but this came out as we were just recording, so we threw it here in breaking news. We do have a story about the trial ending, so just forget about that, okay? She has won the case. Here is clips of Cardi. Take a look.
Okay, so first thing first, I want to thank my lawyers. I want to thank the jurors. I want to thank the judge, and I want to thank the respectful press. I really, really appreciate that. And I want to thank everybody at home supporting me. I did not touch that woman. I did not touch that girl. I didn't lay my hands on that girl. And with that being said, this time around, I'm going to be nice. The next person that try to do a frivolous lawsuit against me, I'm going to countersue. And I'm gonna make you pay. So don't you ever think that you're gonna sue me and I'm just gonna settle and just give me my money. It's not gonna happen. I'm telling you guys, when I say that my forehead is raw from changing all these wigs, raw. And yeah, thank you for the witnesses and thank you for everybody that just took their time to come out here.
Look, for those of you who've been following the case, it was pretty much clear cut and dry. There was no evidence. There was no text messages. There was no surveillance tape. It was literally she said. We We covered this in a live last week. If you guys want to check it out on our YouTube channel, just go to our live section. I break down the entire case for you and let you know why I thought Cardi B was going to win. When you have a case and there's no evidence and it's a jury, it literally goes down to the credibility of this witness. And I don't feel like Ellis was credible at all. Cardi was far more prepared, and the jury believed her story. Okay, if you want to know more about it, check it out on our live. Shout out to Cardi B. Our first lead story. Trump set to make an announcement from the Oval Office at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time amid health rumors. All right, so this was a post from earlier today, and everybody was speculating what Donald Trump was going to say about his health. Spoiler alert, he didn't say anything about it. The announcement was about a space station moving from one state to the other state, and nothing about his health rumors. Now, for those of you who don't know, over the weekend, or I think even a couple of days before Labor Day weekend, people were speculating he had some makeup on his hand, like some bruising, his ankles, and we were thinking that he's sick. And some people were like, listen, there could be rumors that he passed away and didn't tell us. So everybody assumed that the announcement from the Oval Office today was going to be about his health. It wasn't at all. He did get a question about it from somebody at Fox News. And here's what he had to say. Take a listen.
Something completely different, but about a big viral social media trend over the weekend. How did you find out over the weekend that you were dead? You see that?
No.
People didn't see you for a couple days. 1.3 million user engagements as of Saturday morning about your demise.
Really?
You didn't see that?
I have heard, it's sort of crazy, but last week I did numerous news conferences, all successful. They went very well, like this is going very well. And then I didn't do any for 2 days, and they said, there must be something wrong with him. Biden wouldn't do them for months. You wouldn't see him. And nobody ever said there was ever anything wrong with him, and we know he wasn't in the greatest of shape. No, I heard that. I get reports.
He's always like, oh, I didn't see that. I heard something, but not to that. Like, you heard Donald Trump. It has been very well documented that he is glued to news stations. So he knew exactly what was going on. Now, just in my humble opinion, I think there is something going on. I don't know if it's that severe, like how some people think he only has 6 months left. JD Vance said something last week that if something were to happen to Donald Trump, he is more prepared than ever to step in. Maybe that was because he knows something, or maybe that was because people were just speculating. Trump is close to 80 years old now. So he's definitely not in perfect health. He is a little bit overweight for his height and age. But I don't think that we're at a point yet where he has a certain time to live. That's just my opinion. But even if that was his diagnosis, or he did hear that news, he would for sure not tell us. He was definitely not going to tell us. This is the man who never wants to accept or admit to any form of weakness. So any health concerns from Donald Trump, we will be the last to know, and they will go to whatever extent to hide it from us. That's just my opinion. That's not from any source or whatever, blah, blah. That's just me. Y'all let me know you think Trump is sick. You think something's going on. Is he hiding? What is going on? Other than the fact that he's getting old, do you think that he's been diagnosed with something and he has a certain amount of time to live? Sound off. Let me know in the comment section below. Our second lead story. Snoop Dogg to be fired from The Voice over homophobic rants. Snoop Dogg is in crisis as The Voice's bosses determine his fate on the hit NBC show after his shocking homophobic comments sent the network into a complete meltdown. The rap legend's bombshell rant about same-sex couples in Disney's Lightyear has network bosses seeing red, with insiders speculating that the scandal could end his TV career forever, according to a report published by The Sun, August the 26th. The drama exploded when Snoop Dogg, who's 58 years old, confessed on a recent episode of It's Giving podcast that he was scared to go to the movies after taking his grandson to see an animated film that had a lesbian couple in it. His shocking reaction, he said, "Oh shoot, I didn't come here for this ish. If you guys remember, I played this for you, I think it was a week or 2 weeks ago, okay? The podcast says, since censored his controversial comments, according to page 6, now the Voice producers are reportedly scrambling to contain the nuclear fallout just weeks before their highly anticipated season 28 premiere, September the 22nd. Production has reminded Snoop Dogg that he works for an inclusive, apolitical, family-friendly show, a source told The Sun, and comments like that only go to create division in this type of environment. This isn't the first time that Snoop Dogg has barked up the wrong tree. A source told The Sun that the hitmaker was already on thin ice for the political energy surrounding his endorsement of Donald Trump. All right, so look, when this first broke, I said that I think, just my opinion, he is not necessarily saying it from a homophobic standpoint, and he's more saying it in the sense that he doesn't want to see these things in the movies because he wants to be the one to decide when he talks to his grandson, when he is introducing these kind of different lifestyles to his grandson or grandchildren. Not so much, I don't want to see it in the movie, more, you're making me have this conversation when I am not ready for it. So I feel like some of you kind of sound off in the comment section. I think some of you were pro or against, and that's fine. Everybody has a right to an opinion. But should he be getting backlash for making comments like this that I personally don't feel are homophobic? He didn't say anything wrong. He didn't say anything bad about them. He didn't say that he doesn't want to see them. But I mean, I will say one thing, the sentence without the context of him just saying, I didn't come here for this ish, that sounds bad. But if you listen to the next sentence after, he's like, you know, like, I don't know what to say. I didn't know how to answer him. I don't want to deal with this right now. So there's a time and a place for everything. There's certain things that are on daytime TV, certain things that are on nighttime TV, right? So you guys sound off below. Do you think Snoop should be fired? Do you think that, you know, he has a right to just make his own opinion? Or, you know, NBC, they have a right too of how they want to make their set be and have their crew and contestants feel, right? So sound off below. Let me know whose side you're on. Our third lead story. Drake knew people would call it a midlife crisis when he got his braids and when he painted his nails. He wanted to see if anybody would dare comment on it. And by the way, when he says comment on it, he doesn't mean in the comment section. He means like in real life, right? Like his people. Okay. Drake sat down with Bobbi Althoff, and we have been hearing about this for a little while now. I think she teased it last week. A lot of people were like, why is he sitting down with her again? You know, why isn't he going to sit down with traditional journalists? When is he going to answer questions about Kendrick Lamar, etc.? We knew that we were not going to get this in this video, but some people are still watching it anyways. Y'all know that I had to watch it for y'all, so you don't have to watch it. I made some notes. In true transparency, it's an hour and 20 minutes. I did not sit down for the whole hour and 20 minutes. I skipped some things and I listened to some things, so I might have missed on some stuff, but I'm not sitting down and watching this basic comedy skit of an interview. But we did get some stuff, okay? So it starts out with them being awkward, making jokes, which they do. And by the way, for those of you who don't know who Bobbi Althoff is, she is a podcaster, but she's like Funny Marco, where she tries to have awkward silences. She tries to ask like odd questions, uncomfortable questions, like, I don't really know who you are and how rich are you? And it works. It works. It's comedy for some people, but I don't even like watching comedy shows or sitcoms. I don't like that. And y'all know me, like, especially when it comes to, interviewing. For anybody who has ever seen me interview people or celebrities or athletes or whatever, you know me, I like deep diving and getting into conversation. So this content isn't for me. And especially the fact that we all want to find out so much stuff from Drake. What's going on with the court case? What's going on with the beef? What he was thinking? All of that. I don't know if we're ever going to get the information, but this is what we got out the interview. Okay, so like I said, it starts out a little bit awkward. Then they start addressing their past beef. And again, for those of you who don't know, in 2023, they did the same sort of sit down interview in bed with microphones. And all of a sudden, I think a week after it came out or a couple of days after it came out, it went offline and they unfollowed each other. Okay. So they start talking about it, but they still don't tell us exactly what happened. They even make a joke and they say, well, what are the top 3 reasons why people think it got taken down? But they don't comment and let us know exactly what it is. So while they're both talking in circles, they both admit to the fact of she said something about dissing him, or she said something along the lines like, yes, this is her biggest interview with Drake, but Drake didn't make her, and he is not the only reason responsible for her success. We don't know exactly what she said to him or where it was, but all of a sudden he unfollowed her and the video came down. But they both ended off the running around in circles by saying sorry. He said, I'm sorry. And she said she's sorry. So we still don't know exactly, but we got a little bit of a hint. All right. It gives the appearance of they're back being friends and, they both feel like they're in the wrong. He also shared with us why he likes sitting down with her. He said that he really loves her interview style and the type of interview and the interactions they have. He even compared it, which I think is a little bit of a stretch. And he was like, he and her, their interview kind of ushered in a new form of interview style where like a Nicki Minaj could go and sit down with Kai Cenat, and, some celebrities now can go to streamers and sit down like with an Aiden Ross and stuff. And he feels like he ushered that in. He even talks about the fact of him not having to sit down with a traditional media personality. Doesn't have to be like linear TV, like a CNN or ABC, but like a DJ Vlad or Breakfast Club or somebody who's going to be a real journalist and ask him questions, academics, Torre, somebody. But he is like, yo, I don't have to do that. I'm Drake. This is my own career, and I could sit down with whoever I want. And I was watching an interview with somebody, and they're like, yeah, he makes a point of the fact that sitting down with somebody like a Kai Cenat or like somebody who's not a traditional journalist makes it a little bit more authentic, which I agree. And I think that's why it works. You're not sitting down with somebody with hard-hitting questions, and I get that. But I think it makes it even more confusing that you're choosing not to sit down with the journalist. You're choosing to sit down with somebody like Bobbi. So you're going to have a organic, natural conversation, but then don't talk about the biggest thing that happened in your career. You went for 15 years having arguably one of the best musical careers ever to not knowing if people are going to want to hear your music. He has put out projects and now it's well received, but there was a time where we thought Drake was over. How did you feel at that time? How did you feel baiting, asking Kendrick, waiting, putting a countdown saying, are you going to answer me? Are you going to answer me? And then he comes back with, what did it come with? Euphoria. And then the next day after, before you could even reply, or right when you drop Family Matters, boom, he hits you with Not Like Us, shuts down Family Matters. Nobody cares about it. And everybody's playing Not Like Us. And now you're bringing him to court. Like, how can you sit down and have an authentic conversation and that not be part of the conversation? And for me, as a fan, I feel like that's frustrating. And I feel like he's kind of just like laughing in our face right now. And I don't like that. I have said to you guys, I made a joke being like, I'm leaving being the president of the Drake fan club. And I'm still going to love his music. I'm still going to listen to it. But I think if you are going to sit down, whoever you're going to sit down with, I find it disingenuous and not authentic to have a conversation and not address it. Kendrick Lamar sat down for the Super Bowl with Ebro on Apple Music. He spoke about it lightly, but he spoke about it. But Kendrick has not done an interview since. So I think this is Drake's 4th or 5th. He streams with Aiden Ross. He's sit down now with Bobbi and nothing. Now, asterisks, as you guys know I like to do. He is going to put all of that in the music and he is going to benefit off of it. I get it. We're all going to tune into the album because you're going to tell us and you're going to pour everything into your album. We get that. My whole thing is, what is the benefit of sitting down with Bobbi? Just don't say anything and just put out the album. Nobody can make you do an interview. So I totally get not talking about it. But if you're going to sit down and speak, why not speak about what happened? Anyways, so that is it with my notes. And then my other question is that if you are going to sit down and you know you are a rapper, an R&B artist, why are you sitting down with Bobbi? Why don't you sit down with somebody from the culture? That's another thing that bothers me. So anyways, let me get back to filling you guys in. So after 40 minutes of them talking, beating around the bush, talking about their argument, they get back and she's like, okay, can we start the interview now? She asked him if he's ever going to get married. And he said jokingly, again, he was waiting for somebody that has the right connection that he could be connected with. He said that he wants to be with somebody who appreciates that he tries very hard, and the world is not ready for the actual girl who he likes. He feels like the girl that he is going to marry, the world won't accept because they want him to be with a traditional hip hop girl. But again, all of this is a joke. He didn't really mean it, because then she's like, okay, but what type of girl do you want? He said, a goth girl with O cups. You know what I mean? So it's like, I was so happy to be like, we're going to get an interview. We're going to get him to answer some questions. And that ended up being a joke. To their credit, they did answer or touch on two things. She asked him about the picture about his abs. Everybody was asking him if he has ab reconstruction surgery. He said no. He said the picture, I'll put up the picture here beside me for those of you who don't remember. He said the reason why the picture looked a little fake is that he came out the gym, took the selfie, and he turned up the saturation on it. That's why it looked a little extra. And even Bobbi was like, oh my gosh, why are you even telling us that? Like, dude, you're Drake. Like, you're taking selfies, and like, what guy does that? You know what I mean? Like, any guy that did that on his Instagram, every girl would unfollow him. But he's Drake, so they're, but that's just weird. So he answered one question, and I think I don't know if it's made it even worse, but didn't help the situation. The next thing he said, he addressed the BBL Drizzy, that he had a BBL. He said he didn't have one. That's it. Again, just all joking around. So I have 4 videos for you. We'll start off with him addressing the nails. Take a listen. I'm only playing very, very short clips for you guys because for copyright reasons, but I'll play little clips. Here is the nails.
I was hanging out with Yachty and I'm like, I want like nice nails, and he had nice nails. I was like, it's such a nice trait, like just to reach for something and see like nice nails.
Here is her talking about him blocking her on text and Instagram.
We got in a little argument.
Little tiff.
Via text message.
I was being a little chippy.
Within 20 minutes, I'm blocked on text, Instagram, everywhere in the interview has to be pulled
your
down.
Message wasn't nice.
And then that was the end of our friendship. Why did you hate me?
Can I get another rosé?
All right, and here is the BBL allegations. BBL Drizzy.
People think you got a procedure done.
Really?
Yeah, an ab one.
Really?
Yeah, did you do that?
No.
Okay.
People also say that I got a BBL, right? They call me BBL Drizzy, so.
Oh, that's true. Did you?
I don't know if my wagon looked crazy when I walked in here, but did it?
And then here is him addressing being a culture vulture. And by the way, she didn't ask this question to him. He was talking about something and threw this in, like, you see, like, anyways, you'll hear him. But this is some information that we got. And this has a little bit to do with the beef with him and Kendrick, because Kendrick alludes to the fact that he's a culture vulture. So it's the first time he's addressing it. Take a listen.
People will be like, oh, like, you're a culture vulture, or like people will describe the collaborative efforts that I've put forth and the artists that I've picked up and lifted up or shine a light on as me taking, they'll put a negative spin on it and try and tell me, that it's a self-serving thing or whatever. And I think I get really sensitive about that.
All right, so there you have it. For those of you who want to go and watch it, go right ahead if it's your thing, but just know you're not getting a real interview. It's a comedy sketch. So for those of you who have seen it, please let me know in the comment section below. Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Is it your thing? Do you feel like you got something out of it? Sound off and let me know in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Our first quick story. Karrueche confirms she's dating amid speculation that she is seeing Deion Sanders. All right, let's just jump right into it. Here is the video. Actually, you know what? I'm going to remind you guys how this rumor started when Deion first had Karrueche in the hospital with him when he was undergoing, I think it was the bladder issue that he had. So here was the first inclination, and everyone's like, what is going on? And then I'll play for you Deion's interview avoiding the conversation, and now Karrueche confirming that they're dating. Take a listen.
So yeah, we are here to fully remove the bladder.
Everyone seen Karrueche by your side during your hospital visit. Everyone wants to know what that friendship is about.
We got a bad connection.
So is she dating right now? I saw that you took a liking into football recently.
Yeah.
She's dating?
Yeah, she's
like
Is she having fun?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, look at that smile.
If I wasn't having fun, I wouldn't be in it. I'm at a point in my life, like, I know what I want. I've dated a lot. I've done a lot. I did this, I did that, young, old, da-da-da-da-da. So if I wasn't happy and content and feeling good in my situation, I'm not wasting my time.
All I care about is that she said they were dating and nothing's like too serious or an engagement. So basically, Karrueche is still on the market, all right? Call me, Karrueche. Call me back, actually. Our second quick story. End of an era. Frontmaster Flex announces his show on Hot 97 is ending after nearly 33 years. All right, quickly touching on this, because I know more affects like the East Coast area, but my real hip hop heads, you know, Funkmaster Flex is one of the originators on radio, so shout out to Flex. From what I have heard, he's actually just ending his time slot and going to another time slot. So I feel like there was some beef that you saw kind of like online with DJ Enough or whatever. Like I said, this is very, very regional, but I know I have a lot of people in New York that listen to the show. So sound off below. I did not listen to it. He made his announcement on Labor Day. Well, not made the announcement, but gave us some more details. So I have not heard about it, but from what I heard before the announcement, that he's just moving time slot. So shout out to Flex for ending, but still creating. I don't know. I feel like it was all for hype. Our third quick story. Tamar Braxton speaks out following mouth injury that was possibly caused by sleepwalking. Let's just jump. Take a listen.
I love drama. So, okay, well, what's the drama? What's the drama that I did? Somebody got to tell me. What is the drama? Tell me what is the drama? What is the drama? All I know is I went to bed and I woke up and my life changed.
All right, I actually have to make an apology to you guys. I didn't tell you about this last week. This has been happening for about like 2 weeks right now, but I'll bring you up very quickly on it. So Tamar, just out of the blue, put out a picture on her stories with her teeth missing saying, pray for me. Everybody started speculating what's going on, etc. There was another guy, what's his name? I think Funky, that was part of her reality show. And he was like, she's just doing all this for clout. And then a week or so after, she came out saying, I was sleepwalking, and that is how like I hit my mouth and I have mouth injuries. So people were just dragging her of like, yo, why would you put this out here scaring people? You knew at the time when you put the picture with your teeth missing, it was from sleepwalking. Why are you going to try to make it look like something else that we should worry about you? Then it came out where she has an album coming out or a movie or something that she was promoting. So she was using this viral moment to promote something. So that's where this video of like, oh, why are you guys attacking me, doing all of this stuff? Recently, she said, y'all won. There is no more album, and I'm going to my farm, and you'll never hear from me again. I'm sorry for everything. Again, not taking ownership, making it seem like the blame is on us, the people. Tamar, you know you were sleepwalking, and you know that you used the picture and you used your Instagram to get clicks and to get people to come over to your page. And it's wrong, and you should get called out for it. And this is not a good apology. Your apology should be, hey guys, I did something, I know it wasn't right. I just, trying to bring you, like, just be real with us. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I feel like Tamar should get all the backlash that she's getting until she just comes out and apologizes for real. Y'all let me know what you think about Tamar in the comment section below. Sometimes I just be like losing people's names. Let me know what y'all think about Tamar. Our fourth quick story. Test confirms that Lil Nas X was not under the influence of DRUG or was drinking in last week's episode. All right, I told y'all about this when it happened. I was like, this is totally fake. This is totally staged. And as you can see, more and more celebs are starting to be outed by doing things just to gain clicks and likes and follows for something that they're promoting. People are starting to get smarter about it. So please explain to me, Lil Nas X, why you were in the middle of the street with no clothes on and cowboy boots, screaming and yelling. I know you're probably going to say that it's an episode and this or whatever. We're going to see, but I still feel in my heart like it was staged and he got caught and it went wrong. Charlemagne agrees with me. There's a couple of people that have come out and said it that I've heard, other content creators. What we are going to see. He cleared off his Instagram. He was promoting a song, and the song is Call the Feds on Me, and then he got arrested like a couple of days later. Our fifth quick story. Any questions from the jury? Judge in Cardi B's trial allows jurors to submit their own questions. Okay, I found this was really weird. I got this from Megan, trial journalist. So just two things. Cardi B's case is winding down. I think the jury should probably get the case end of today, maybe tomorrow. So we definitely will probably have a verdict this week. I can't see them deliberating for too long. But the judge did something that was really weird. The judge allowed jurors to write down questions for the witnesses. Then he decided whether to ask them or not. Afterwards, he allowed the attorneys to follow up with their own questions. And according to Lou Shapiro, who is a LA-based lawyer, sometimes judges will allow jurors to ask questions. It's not normal, but it has been done before. So super weird. But anyways, Cardi B's trial is winding down. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. We have covered it. We did a live, I think, on Thursday. Let me know now that you have heard basically everything. Do you think Cardi is going to be innocent, or do you think she's going to have to pay the I can't remember the name, Ellis, I think she's suing for about $24 million. Sound off below. Let me know what you guys think. Our sixth quick story. Kim Kardashian and son Saint West joined Kai Cenat's Mafia-thon 3-stream series. Kim brings gift, shows love to DDG, India Love, and Wendy Ortiz, reveals that she doesn't believe in homework for kids, and gives motivating speech. All right, we're actually going to talk about her homework comment in social discussion, but here's a little clip. I think this is like the motivating clip from Kim on Kai Cenat's stream. Take a listen.
I think it's totally okay in life if you don't know exactly what you want to do, but I think the first part of figuring out what you want to do in life is just stepping out there. Be disciplined, being patient, and no matter how many setbacks there are, just even if it's hard, still doing it.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Kai Cenat, every time he has somebody on, he does this where he's like, just give something motivational. He plays like this happy music in the background. Again, shout out to Kai. Y'all know that I always fill you in on whatever he's doing. One of the biggest streamers in the world, changing over, just like we talked about earlier with Drake and, traditional media or whatever. So him getting people like Michael B. Jordan to do the teaser. I played that for you guys last week. His first guest is Kim Kardashian. Huge, So shout out to Kai. For those of you who don't remember, this will be a month-long stream. And at the end of it, the goal is for him to reach 1 million subscribers on Twitch. Nobody has ever hit that million mark. And if he gets there, he's going to cut off his hair. He's going to cut off his dreads. I actually have another story for you after Ray J pulls up, but we'll put that a little bit lower. Shout out to Kai. Our seventh quick story. Shannon Sharpe responds to Ray Lewis accusing him of using ignorance in his media career. Shannon Sharpe says, everybody wants to get a lick in now. Shannon Sharpe is firing back after Ray Lewis expressed disappointment in his media persona, calling his content worldly and ignorant. During a recent episode of Nightcap with Chad Ochocinco, Shannon Sharpe addressed the remarks without directly naming Lewis, but the content was unmistakable. The response came days after Lewis appeared on the PBD podcast. I always have to say that slowly. The PBD podcast, and said that he was shocked at the direction Shannon Sharpe's content had taken. He said, "You're going to take that route? You're going to go that route?" Lewis said. The route is to become so worldly that you become popular because you're talking about ignorance. Ray Lewis went on to criticize the rise of podcast culture, suggesting that many use their platform for gossip instead of guidance. Everyone's talking now. Everyone's got a podcast, and ain't nobody coaching themselves. Okay, let's just play the video. By the way, I love how Shannon Sharpe handled this. I loved it. Take a listen.
I got nothing bad to say. Whatever transpired, I'll bite my tongue. I'll be the bigger person. I'll walk away. Hey, you right. Because you know why, Ocho? It's low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
You know how I know? Because your boy, you looking at him, he low-hanging fruit. And there are a lot of people taking your shot at your boy.
Come on now.
Y'all can have it. Y'all got it. Y'all got me. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's okay. We're going to be all right, Ocho.
Now, it's ironic that Ray Lewis is talking about people and the things that they're talking about on podcasts while he's on a podcast. So you're talking about Shannon Sharpe gossiping and talking and not using, I can't remember the word he said, for growth or whatever, but you're doing the same thing. It's crazy work. 2, I do think sometimes on Nightcap, I am a little shocked at the direction and the things that Shannon Sharpe does say. But I have also said that I feel now that he has this, well, it's over now, but the case that he had to pay for that girl, he had to pay her, you're thinking around $20 million. I feel like that's his only way to go now that we all know that he was with a 20-year-old and was doing and hearing and talking and saying all of these things. You know, when he was on First Take and he had a cleaner image, he didn't have to go that way. But now after this, I feel like this is the only way, his only alternative to go. But we'll see. We'll see. I have been checking out his page. A couple of interviews are still are hitting 1 million. So we'll see. We'll see if Shannon Sharpe could bounce back or he's going to have to take this darker route, according to Ray Lewis. Sound off and let me know in the comment section below. Our 8th quick story. Cardi B said she couldn't spend final weekend with Stefon Diggs before he gets back to the NFL due to her album rollout. Says she felt good emotionally ahead of I Am Drama. All right, I wanted to play this for you, not so much so to talk about the album or whatever, but listen, I personally have never heard Cardi B refer to Stefon Diggs as her boyfriend. We all know they were dating. I've showed you guys pictures and all that stuff, but I've never heard her call him her boyfriend. And I told you guys last week that she's totally pregnant. You know what I mean? Somebody told me that before the video even came out. And after the video was out, we know now. But I feel like maybe that's why she is now saying my boyfriend, because soon the reveal will be that she's pregnant with Stefon's kid. There's also some speculations. A content creator asked her, hey, is that Offset or Stefon Diggs? And do you know which one is the dad? We'll see where that goes. But anyways, listen to Cardi B referring to Stefon as her boyfriend. Take a listen.
This was my boyfriend's last weekend off before his season start. And I could even spend my time with him because I've been so busy.
Okay, Cardi, your boyfriend, Stefon Diggs. Our 9th quick story. August Alsina's partner clears the air about their relationship. He says, August is my boyfriend and we're happy with each other. Simple. Okay, this was a big, long letter. I'm just going to read like 2 sentences for you to you guys that really stuck out to me. For those of you who don't know, kind of August has been kind of getting dragged online, saying his new boyfriend is a little too young. How old was he when he first met him? And we were just waiting for him to turn, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so they were quiet about it, but I guess the heat kind of was turning up in the kitchen, so they finally have come out and addressed it. He said, this is August's partner, I could see how being quiet and trying to protect something of value to you can also allow people to spin the narrative and create a bunch of different scenarios that are not true. August gives me a great life, in all capitals, a great life, and I'm thankful. What y'all don't know is that I run the relationship. I call the shots. August just shows up and supports me in whatever I want to do. He supports my dreams. He is a dream. Nothing is ever forced on either end. Hope this clears up any confusion. Stay fly. Yo, I run this, yo. I'm sure y'all can know what was going on in the comment section after that. All right. Anyways, sound off. Does this end the speculation? Did you even care about August and his boyfriend? I thought it was just having a normal relationship. That's why I don't know if you've talked about it. But sound off. Let me know what you guys think about August and his boyfriend that runs the relationship. I want to know how much he runs and how in control. Our 10th quick story. Young Thug goes off about Kendrick Lamar not giving him a feature in his jail phone call. All right, over the weekend, or I think maybe even on Friday, it got a lot of Young Thug's jail calls got released. So many people are having such a good time with it. They're literally like, yo, he's like a girl sitting down gossiping about everybody. So he's talked about Gunna. He's talked about snitching. I think I told you guys that on Thursday's episode. But here he is, pretty much joining in on the conversation about Kendrick Lamar and him helping making features versus Drake, the guy that Kendrick calls a culture vulture. Drake is the one that helps out so many different artists. So take a listen to Thug.
Supposed to be a who blessing. That's why will never be bigger than Drake ever in life. But with everybody, how many niggas can take care of their family because of butter?
When you think about it, like, it is a good conversation to have, right? Like, did Drake, knowing the fact that he was from Toronto, he was an actor, being light-skinned, did he know that he would need to be featured and, make sure that he's felt and appreciated and loved in Houston and Atlanta, wherever? Is that why he did the features and make it seem as if like he's helping people? Don't forget, he was the one who brought Kendrick Lamar on tour, right? And introduced him to his audience. But what Kendrick is saying, Kendrick's point is, you make it seem like you're really helping out artists and you're the big bro to everybody and helping them out. But really, you're just doing it to help yourself out. And, you run to Atlanta when you need this and when you need us and you need the culture. Thug now is saying, yo, do you know how many people he's made millionaires? And he is just doing this because he's a good guy. It begs the question, are you on Kendrick's side or Young Thug's side? Sign off, sound off below. Our 11th quick story. Ray J snuck into the Mafia-thon 3 mansion and tried to take a shower with Kai Cenat. Okay, so for those of you who are not familiar with Kai's streaming 30 days is literally never turning off the camera for 30 days. So that means a shower too, but he showers obviously in his bathing suit. So last stream or last Mafia-thon, I Show Speed and Kai Cenat took a shower together. And Kai was like, oh my gosh, why are you in my shower? Get out the shower. And then Ray J went on his show and was like, hey, I want to shower with you guys. I want to be involved in it too. So it's just an ongoing joke that is supposed to be bothering Kai Cenat. So you'll see that Ray showed up now. Obviously, it was all planned, but hilarious for the people who are really into Kai's stream. Pure jokes. And you guys know that Ray J is pure comedy, Mr. Troll of all trolls. Here is Kai in the bathroom or in the shower. Here's Ray J in the shower with Kai. Take a look. Pure comedy, man. Pure comedy. Shout out to Kai and Ray J. All right, this brings us to social discussion of the day. But before I go, y'all know I have a question for y'all. Is your computer, laptop, or cell phone vulnerable to data breaches? Yes, they are if you're not using Aura, the all-in-one digital security platform. Go to my sponsor below, aura.com/trenoutloud for a free 14-day trial to find out if any of your data has already been exposed. Social security number, credit card, banking information. You're one click away of finding if any of your information has been leaked online, and everybody has had some form of fashion leaked online. They could tell you for free, okay? If you're ever wondering how scammers get into your phone or why your inbox is filled with spam, here is why. There are companies called data brokers, and they sell your data, and they do it without your consent, and they make billions of dollars selling it to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. That is why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family, friends, and out louders. Aura takes care of the hard part for you, automatically removing your information off of these sites. And the best part is they can keep it off for you. And they can show you how it's done for free for the next 14 days. All right, sign up below. Aura gives you alerts if any of your personal information is ever found on the dark web. Real-time fraud alerts if any of your credit card or banking information is leaked or stolen. A secure VPN, antivirus, password manager, and they have 24/7 US-based customer service. They also have a $5 million identity theft insurance package. That is why you are covered, and that's why they are the leader in the cyber protection space. All right, make sure you're all signed up. For those of you who have never heard of Aura, they even used to be the jersey logo for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They are huge, one of the biggest, and definitely, in my opinion, the best. So if you're ever worried about any of that stuff, make sure y'all click the link below or use the QR code beside me and sign up free for 14 days. All right. As I told you guys, getting back to the comment section, we're going to just put everything in social discussion. But today, I do not have a comment. Why? Because I actually missed a comment last week. I don't know where it's on, but it's Mars' birthday. Kay was like, hey, thank you for my birthday shout out. And by the way, Kay, thanks all of you guys for saying happy birthday to her in the comment section. So thank you for that. But she was also said, hey, your friend Mars' birthday's too. I saw it somewhere. I don't know exactly where. So Mars, happy birthday. For the out louders who are always in the comment section, you know Mars. She comments on every single video. And she was here when I was only had like 50 views or 60 views. I had 1 like and 1 comment, and that was from Mars. So Mars has been the biggest supporter, probably maybe she's right under my mom. There's my mom and then Mars, all right? So shout out to Mars. Please put some birthdays in there for Mars. Happy birthday to you. Yes, we're singing. Happy birthday to you. Everybody now. Happy birthday, dear Marzipan. Yes, that's my little nickname for her. Happy birthday to you. Y'all didn't know I could hold a little note there, right? And many more. Happy birthday, Mars. Thank you for being such a good friend, and thank you for always supporting and having my back through thick and thin. I appreciate you. Have a happy birthday. All right? Okay. Now, let's jump into social discussion of the day. Kim Kardashian says she does not believe in homework while she was on Kai Cenat's stream. Take a listen.
I don't believe in homework because, like,
you gotta go home
kids are in school for 8 hours a day. When they come home, like, they need to also then do sports, have a life, spend time with their family. I think the homework should be left for, like, in school.
Okay, I wholeheartedly disagree with this comment, and I'll explain why. But before I even explain why, I'm sure some of you might know this. I don't like the typical school structure. I talk about this in my book. When I was in grade 10, I went into a program called Embarkations. And before that, I was failing in grade 10. I think I had whatever, like a 30 or 40%. I went into Embarkations where the teachers came to our classroom. We could bring in whatever furniture we wanted to, a desk, a couch. We could stand up on our head if we wanted to. We could do jumping jacks if we wanted to. I could do whatever. We told the teacher we want to do math all day. We want to do English. We want to do this. The only thing that we could not avoid was the exam. We did the same exams that everybody else in grade 10 did, but we decided how we wanted to learn. I went from 30s to being on the honor roll. It was my first time ever on the honor roll. So I don't believe in the typical school structure. I think it works for some kids and it doesn't work for others. I feel like school should have different programs to adjust to different minds. We're all a bunch of different people. We're humans. We all receive information different. To put us all in a classroom for 50 minutes, the bell rings and you got to run to another one. Not everyone's going to learn from that. Now, back to the homework. I totally disagree with Kim because I think that's where you get to break down and process the work, how you process it on your own. So you'll go into school, they'll tell you math, they'll tell you English, they'll tell you science, whatever. But now when you go home, you could sit down with a tutor, or B, by yourself and read over and take in the knowledge or the information your own way, get help. Nowadays, you would Google it or ask ChatGPT or whatever. But I feel my point is that the homework is the time to better understand what they're teaching you in school. And then, homework that you have to submit is showing the teacher, hey, you told me this, and now I understand it. And the teacher's going to mark you on it and be like, you got a good grade because you clearly understood what I was trying to teach you. So to me, homework is necessary, and it would not make any sense for kids to go to school, come home, don't do anything, and go to school. You would never have a barometer to check if they're digesting the information. Y'all sound off and let me know what y'all think about kids doing homework in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to question of the day. What's a country that everybody should visit at least once? Okay, first person said Iceland. I thought that was a really good answer. I think everybody should visit them there. Japan, I totally agree. I've been to Japan once, one of my favorite places to be, but you have to go with somebody who knows the place. I was speaking with somebody that already went. It was like, I was a little bit disappointed, but I went there with my friend who lives there. So I feel like I had a totally different experience. If it's somewhere like a Japan or an Australia or whatever, you can't go as a tourist. You got to know somebody locally there. Just my opinion. Somebody said South Africa, 1000%. Y'all got to visit there. Jamaica, Dominican Republic. Y'all know everybody's got to go to Jamaica at least once, for sure. Africa, Jamaica again. Somebody said, I heard Japan was live. It was. Costa Rica. Yeah. I don't know if that's something you have to go at least once, though, but shout out to my Costa Ricans. Somebody said Ghana for sure. Nigeria, love that. Jamaica, Trinidad. Somebody said not America. Y'all are hating. You have to. If you've never been to America, you have to go to at least America at least once. They are the center of the world. They are come on. If this was Roman times, you don't want to be in Rome. This is America times, right? Got to go to America. Somebody says those that say DR must have never left your resort. That's funny. Seems like Japan, Ghana, and Jamaica come highly recommended. Somebody said Haiti, Ireland, St. Lucia, Greece, Portugal. I like that. I would love to go to Portugal. I want to go to Brazil. For me, I want to go to India. But if I had to choose one place that I feel like everybody should go and see at least one time, is China. If you want to talk about a culture shock, you step off the plane and you feel like you're in another world. And I feel everybody should experience that at least once. I would say China or South Africa, Ghana, like the motherland, Anyway, sound off below. Tell me a country that you think that everybody should visit at least one time in their life. All right, y'all. That is it for me. That is a wrap. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for giving me the extra day off and allowing me to have some fun on my Labor Day. No more days off. We're back to work until Thanksgiving. Anyways, thanks a lot for kicking with me. Before I let you go, just want to remind you, click the link below. Sign up for Aura, free for 14 days. They'll let you know if any of your information, social security cards, anything, any information, even down to your cell phone number, they could take it all off for you. Free for 14 days, and they keep it off, right? So make sure you sign up below. Here is the QR code beside me. Make sure you take out your phones. Click on that. Also, before I let you go, just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trend Out Loud show. For those of you who like to listen or digest on podcast platforms, we're available on every single one of them. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and sign up. Vice versa, for those of you who like to see video, make sure you follow us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, the like button. Please comment. Also on podcast, please comment. I do this podcast by myself, but I need you guys to comment or I'm just talking alone, all right? So we're sharing this podcast together. Make sure you comment. For those of you who don't want to join in on a conversation, no pressure. Just try to at least tell me, hey, I like the show and I'm listening from here. Or you could say you don't like the show if you like to. Let me know what country or city. I love to see how global this podcast is. So let me know where you're watching from. Also, if you're really enjoying the show, please try to share it with your family, friends, and loved ones because it helps in growing the channel, all right? For those who want to follow me outside of the show, I'm available on all social media platforms, but I am the most active on Instagram. All the, it's Tuesday. it's all the same handle. It's all the same handle. Trend Out Loud on all social media. And also want to remind you, make sure you follow the Trend Out Loud Show on Instagram. We got it popping. We are posting. You'll get stories before the show. You'll get stories after the show. Shout out to Kay, who is really, that's who we said happy birthday to last week. Kay is working hard, pushing, making sure that we're getting content out for you guys. So we love all the new subscribers and we love all the views. Keep on going. It's an extension of the show. See, like, an extra day that I took off, we could still get you guys information. And we are also clipping up the podcast and giving you hits throughout the day. All right. So make sure that you follow us on Instagram because we are working hard for y'all. I'll see you tomorrow, man. Have a great day. Thank you once again for tuning in. Peace. I'm going to bed. I'm really tired. Later, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trend Out Loud.